Andrew Leyland, silver prices topped $20 an ounce last summer. It's struggled since then. Now it's around $16 an ounce. So where's overall global demand?
Well, demand was down about 4% in 2014, and primarily that was down to lower buying from the coin and bar sector. Now here in the US, there was still a lot of demand for the American Eagle coins. Indeed, purchases reached an all-time high. But in Europe, you had a sales tax increase that really impacted upon German buying, and that's tended to bring the whole physical demand picture down over the past year.
Well, demand for industrial applications was down 0.5%. I think that's over 50% of all global use of physical demand worldwide. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, industrial demand covers a huge amount of categories with silver, and it's really been a mixed bag. So while you've seen some declines in things like electronics, where you get a lot of thrifting, people want to use less silver as a relatively expensive material, other sectors such as the solar industry have seen an increase.
Chinese demand was up for the 5th straight year, though. How big a factor is China when it comes to silver demand?
Well, China is hugely important, as it is in most commodities. Obviously, on the industrial side, they take up a huge amount of the manufacturing capacity, which silver is used in the appliances which are produced. But on the other hand, silver demand in China from the jewelry sector has been suffering a little, partly because of lower economic sentiment, lower growth rates in the country, and less buying of luxuries.
And photovoltaic use was up 7%. But film or photography use was down 5%. I guess it's just getting phased out.
Yeah, completely. I mean, we're actually seeing the end of that process. I think photographic use of silver is down about 2% of its peak now. So all of those digital cameras and smartphones have now completely replaced all of the silver nitrate film that you would have been using before. There's still some niche applications, some hobbyists, and also use in X-rays and some hospitals.
And you talked about coins before. I want to find out about ETF use. How much is ETF use, the SLV, driving silver demand?
Well, at the moment it's holding steady, and for the past 2 years ETF demand's been flat. But the important thing to note about that is that in the interim period where it's held flat, gold ETFs, this other great product, has seen about 40% of holdings come back onto the market, whereas holders of silver ETFs have proven much more loyal to the metal.
And then finally, what about supply? We've been talking about demand for a while now. How much is going to hit the market?
Supply actually was a record high last year, primarily from mine production, and from primary silver mine production. Silver is a byproduct for a lot of it, so it's produced with copper, lead, zinc, and all of these sources were up last year. Some of that increase, though, was mitigated by declining the amount of scrap coming back to the market. Again, a healthier economy and lower prices, meaning that there was less scrap coming back.
All right, thanks a lot for coming on, Andrew.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And thank you for watching The Street.